What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by my cat killers episode. No, it's not like that. It's not real cats, I promise. No, we're talking about facing the Phonecatss clan. Several members of Full Attack have been recently facing Phonecatss clan members, and so I thought I would share some of these battles. And really also, this is a dual purpose episode that's talking about Long Live the Hog Smoke deck. And that is the deck that I've been using with a lot of success, and I keep on seeing it despite the recent nerf of just about half of the cards in this deck. This deck is doing really well. You see it winning tournaments at tournament level, and you also see top players in global leading the trophy leaderboards with this exact deck. Now, I am pretty happy about that because this is probably the one deck in the game that I have become the most proficient at, and that is kind of against the rules I talk about, and that is that you can't rely on any one deck to carry you because you always need to be ready for that nerf, for that balancing change. And surprisingly, through the last two balancing changes, this deck still being very successful, even though we have seen the hard counter for a lot of these units show up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a nerf to the poison spell in the future. Now, I also feel like the Lumberjack, the Bowler, and the Log are going to be seen a little more frequently as we go into the future, a little bit more, probably mostly just because we haven't seen a lot of players level them up enough yet to make them truly effective at high level play. The Log, super powerful against small units, and the Lumberjack, that Rage spell, if you can time that correctly, he is going to be one of the most dangerous cards in the entire game. Another deck I'm a big fan of is the Miner with Mini P.E.K.K.A. with Minion Horde. That deck I'm still trying to learn, and also a future episode coming out on the Goblin Barrel, the 3 Elixir Goblin Barrel, a super counter now for Elixir collectors, and I definitely want to learn how to use that deck or any deck that uses the Goblin Barrel more proficiently. Right here, I'm facing a P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince deck with my Hog Smoke, and it's easy to get overwhelmed with this deck if you do let your opponent get a bunch of units coming across the river. Here, we're both employing poison spells to try to slow down those units, and you can see I've got a big lead right now, and I'm just barely going to manage to stuff this push. He keeps the pressure on, though, trying to push more and more units across the bridge there. Luckily, my Valkyrie, my Musketeer, doing a great job. And yes, I will admit this isn't the cleanest way to win. Kind of feels dirty to get the tower down with a poison spell, but come on, all's fair in love and Clash. Anything you can do to get that tower down. The poison spell gets the job done. Time is going to run out, and I'm just barely going to squeak away with the win over a member of the Phonecatss clan. But it wasn't the first, nor would it be the last time I saw a Phonecatss clan member. I do have to admit, though, that I think that I battled Phonecatss a while back. It's been at least a couple of months, and he did beat me. I think I've only faced him once. So this is just me getting revenge, or trying to get revenge on his clan members. Once again, I'm using the Hog Smoke deck, and this time I'm facing a Royal Giant centered deck. Now, of course, right away, I do have a little bit of an advantage because I'm facing a level 12 player, slightly less powerful towers, and slightly lower level cards, although he does have a completely maxed out Royal Giant that is giving me a headache from the very beginning of this battle. Luckily, his Fireball doesn't finish off my Musketeer, and that's a huge difference right there, being able to counter that Royal Giant before he takes down too much of that tower, although we did lose just about half of the hit points on that tower. Early lead for Dunn, but I am far from done. We've got to come back. You can see he's elixir pumping already, and I don't want him to get too much of a lead in the elixir category, so I'm going to go ahead and put my own elixir collector down well forward, really far forward. This is a Royal Giant Magnet. I would rather sacrifice that elixir collector right now on the right side than lose to another Royal Giant working away at my tower. Now he's got 2, and sure enough, another Royal Giant comes in. The cannon is going to work against the Royal Giant, as will the skeletons. The Royal Giant focused, you saw, on the Elixir Collector first, while the cannon was able to work in turn on the Royal Giant. The Valkyrie gets melted by the Minion Horde, and my own Hog Rider going to work on his left tower as I am successfully able to stop the minion horde, and I grab a tower on the left-hand side with the Hog Rider, and I get the thumbs up from done. Again, maybe I am having to admit that being level 13 does make a big difference when battles are really, really close. Every hit point matters, and right here though, a pretty solid lead, so I'm just going to try to fend off the Royal Giant for the next 53 seconds or so. Right there, Fireball on the Musketeer, Wizard coming down the right-hand side. We know he's going to drop a Royal Giant in front of the Wizard. There was no doubt. I probably should have waited a little bit longer with that Valkyrie. Instead, the Poison Spell, the Zap Spell, gets the minions out of the way, and now the Royal Giant going to work. Valkyrie, Musketeer, one of my favorite combinations in the game. I love these two units together. They just do so well. The Valkyrie so tanky, the Musketeer putting out so much damage. Their only Achilles heel is probably another Valkyrie that gets on both, or a minion horde. So once again, it is going to be the Wizard and the Royal Giant. Once again, I've got poison and a cannon to try to stop that Giant as best as possible. The Musketeer can't get in to grab the Wizard at the same time, but the Wizard and the Giant are both eventually going to go down, and time runs out with just barely over 200 hit points left on my right tower. And again, let me clarify, I don't claim to win all of my battles, nowhere near, but for some reason recently, Full Attack members have been beating Phonecatss members. I'm sure the tides will change, but right now we've got Electrify, and Electrify has pretty much, well, he's done just that to our clan with his own version of this minor Sparky deck. He has been taking down players level 10, 11, 12, and 13, and just killing it in some big tournaments recently. In fact, I definitely plan on focusing on Electrify in a future episode and digging deeper into his Sparky strategy that has been beating and confounding so many higher level players. So right here, Electrify has found Jabik again from Phonecatss, and this Sparky deck, obviously it's kind of an unusual deck. I would say it's a deck I've never played. You've got the Giant in there, you have a couple of legendaries in the Princess and the Miner, but it really again comes down to getting Sparky to work. And it's not just getting Sparky to the tower, but getting value for Sparky. Meaning when you put Sparky down, you want those positive elixir trades. Right here you see Sparky took out the Barbarians, took out other units, and now again, even with only a fraction of its health left, is right on top of the tower, and the other units have done the job here. The Miner, the Giant, and the Princess, because the opponent was so focused on trying to get Sparky down, Electrify was able to take the tower. So I really feel like that's probably what we're seeing in the strategy, is that Sparky just causes panic. People panic, people freeze up, people just get tunnel vision when they see Sparky coming. I know I do. I freak out when I see that thing, because you know if it gets on your tower, you are going to lose that tower so quickly unless you can do something to stop him. You need to start saving your zap spells. You need units that can withstand 2 shots from a Sparky like a Valkyrie. But if you've got any other supporting units around the Sparky, then even the Valkyrie is not going to work out, because Sparky is just going to annihilate units left and right. There it goes, down the right-hand side, finishing off that group of Barbarians, and Electrify now putting the Giant in front of the Sparky, so not even worried about putting a meat shield in front of Sparky right away. Right there, he's got 2 Sparkies up. The first Sparky with like a couple of hit points left is just annihilating units all over the place, and it is still up. You've got 2 Sparkies up at the same time. Royal Giant just absolutely vaporized. And again, the right tower, no damage has come at all to that right tower from a Sparky yet, but now just completely overrun. Everybody has gotten to that tower. This battle never even close. The second tower goes down. Final 10 seconds. Electrify adding insult to injury. 2 Sparkies converging on the tower for a 3-0 win. I've definitely got to talk about this strategy in an upcoming episode, but today it was all about phone killers. Hey, Phonecatss buddy, no offense, he's a great streamer, a great YouTuber, and I definitely look forward to getting beaten by him again in a future episode. Thank you guys in the meantime for watching this episode all the way to its conclusion. I appreciate every last one of you. Please do hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for daily Clash content, and of course, I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, I always pictured you as a bit of a crazy cat lady. I mean, a male version of a you know what I mean?